Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture.
This week on Old School Outdoors, we're heading to South Louisiana.
That's a big old big one right there now.
And he was twisting, fighting, splashing.
Come on. Now you got him stirred up.
It's gonna be a dang nice.
Gotta make some nice sauce pecan there. We'll eat that tonight.
11-3, 135.
Squeeze the trigger.
That's the one I'm looking for. Went 3 feet, straight down. Ooh, 45-70 rides again.
Lord, look at the size of that one. Well, as my old buddy Greg says, it's just another beautiful day in paradise.
Folks, that's old school right there.
The North American alligator is an apex predator that rules the waters of the Southeast. These predators can grow to 14 feet and 1,000 pounds. With the most powerful jaw on the planet, these monsters are hardwired to kill. Left unchecked, the population will continue to explode, putting humans in terrible danger. Today, Greg and Dennis head out into the bayou of Louisiana to catch a few of these prehistoric beasts.
We're heading down to Pierre Park, Louisiana, to meet up with my good friend Gregory Hedges and do a little alligator hunting.
Thanks to Mr. Eddie Lambert, we had excellent accommodations here. We stayed on his houseboat, which was exquisite.
When you're here in your South Louisiana, staying on a houseboat, on the bayou, and hunting alligators, it just doesn't get any better than this.
On the water, right here by the Atchafalaya Basin, great ambiance. It couldn't have been better. The next morning we met Gregory and VA at the ramp, and we started our hunt from there, and it was picturesque, to say the least, from the minute we started.
Dennis Brandt, Gregory Hitchens, nice to meet you.
Now, he's my partner in crime.
Well, that's my partner in crime.
Well, Mr. VA, how you been? So from there, after the meeting and greeting, we loaded up, and we headed down the bayou. So when you load up in these boats, people, these are all aluminum boats with 3/8-inch hulls in them and like a 1/4-inch sides. These things are stout.
The first thing we did is set a few hooks here and there for the gators. Normally they'll hang them from a limb with a clothespin or maybe a cane pole if there's not a limb available.
All that cane pole does is just hold that line and that bait off the water. When the gator comes up and gets it, the clothes clip drops. He swims off, then he hits that end of that line, and then the fight is on.
The first line was hanging high, as they call it.
Looks like the bait's still hanging, fellas.
Bait still hanging.
You know, we started off with 74 tags. The E-zone, I think we had 23 or 24. And in 74 tags, it normally takes us 5 days to fill them. This year we put out 60 lines, less lines, because we knew y'all was coming, so we could have more tags toward the end of the season. This is our 6th day, but normally it takes us 5 days to fill 74 tags, which is not bad.
No, it's real good.
Yeah.
The second line had a gator, and from that point on, it was continuous action for most of the morning.
Tell me when.
Right there.
Uh-oh. Get in the boat. Lights out, Daddy. Mama get a new pair of shoes now. Tag him and bag him, baby.
That is it.
That's good. That was a good first one right there. That's a good way to start.
Yep.
Sir.
All right, V. Let's go to the next line.
Season Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture, Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana, Wide Open Outfitters, Belt Fed Apparel, Heat Wave, and by Homes for Troops.
Oh, yeah.
Here, Greg, we may have one on this line. The pole's moving. I see something splashing in the water. See how the bank is all slick?
Yeah.
He's been climbing on the bank.
The second gator we were able to catch was hooked. He was underwater, and as you come up close, you can tell the line is drawn tight, and every chance in the world there's something on it when it's in that position. So we were anticipating a catch, but this was a bit surprising. This one was over 10 foot long. He was a very big gator, and the fight was on.
In the soft spot. Pull up right behind that hard spot. Right here. Right there.
Woo, daddy.
Oh, yeah. I'll pop him again, Daddy.
You might pop him again, baby.
All right. That sounds like a meat.
All right. That's a big old big one right there now.
That's gonna be a dang nice
That'll make some nice sauce pecan there. We'll eat that tonight.
Come on, big boy. Where you going? Don't want to turn.
Amazing.
Stubborn.
That's a dang good one right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Big one, stretch off. One to the back. Try it. You want to turn.
That's a big old coconut tree.
Back of these.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one there, boys. Measure from right at the eyes to the snout.
To the now, yeah.
Right at 10.5 inches.
You're gonna be about 10 and a half to
It'll
11
be about
foot.
10.5 feet. Yep. That's pretty close. 10'7". There we go. Just by the snout, you can measure most of the length of alligator.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next one's down, boys.
Next one down.
Might have two.
There we go.
So after we had 3 gators in the boat, we decided, and one of those was that 11'3" or 11 foot something, big gator. Decided we need to kind of clean out a little more room in this boat. So we got Beeb to come over. We transferred those 3 gators in her boat, and that was a pretty good little chore in itself, just transferring gators along. So along the way, we harvested several gators.
Oh, Lordy.
Might as well do it.
Yeah, he's a good one. Feisty. And mad.
One of them, we were sitting there and he was twisting, fighting, splashing, and all of a sudden that big tail swoops up, and what comes out of there? A bass comes flying up out of the water and lands in the boat. It's like, hey, we got a gator and a bass all at the same time. But luckily, the little bass, we threw him back and said, well, you grow up.
We got to move that chair.
There we go.
Looks like we got one,
Yeah,
fellas.
we got a gator here.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that one.
As you're coming down, you can tell whether the bait is up or down. Is the line down, line down? Well, It's just kind of luck of the draw, who catches what.
This one looks like it's down, so
Yeah,
there might be a
down.
gator here. Let's see what this one looks like. It might be a big old good.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Wide Open Outfitters. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Belt Fed Apparel.
You think we got one, fellas?
Line down, line down.
See what this one looks like. It might be a big old good.
Felt like a big gator, and another big gator. This sucker was over 10 feet, and it put on a good show, and I had the opportunity to put the old smack down with the 22.
Alligators have one of the most powerful bites on the planet. With a bite force of nearly 3,000 pounds per square inch, when an alligator snaps its jaws shut, it's enough strength to break even the largest bones easily. One wrong move wrestling in one of these monsters could be disastrous.
These are big beasts, and you wouldn't think that a little 22 would take one out like they do, but there's a little soft spot right behind their skull, and you get in that little soft spot, it goes right to the brain, spines them, and they're lights out. So Gregory had 74 tags this year, and out of those 74, when we get here, he hadn't been hunting but 5 days, didn't have but 11 tags left. So, oh, well, that's good that we got 11, so we'll probably finish this out today.
Well, our cameraman this time, Mr. Daniel Sample, who is now our producer also, had the opportunity to take a gator of his own, and we got that on film. That was a unique experience, and I think he enjoyed every moment of it. So, you know, we like to let everybody share in what we have going on, and it's just a good camaraderie among the group, and we enjoy the hunt.
Son, your first gator, baby! Okay.
Been out here more than
Right, Daniel.
2.5 hours, and I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 of them in 2.5 hours, and it's just awesome. It's incredible.
And we were very fortunate. We ended up with 10 gators in the boat, which is a big load, but unfortunately for Gregory, he got to go back and get that one more gator.
See the limb shaking and bubbles on the water.
Like a decent one. Get around all this, baby. Come on.
Now you got him stirred up.
Come to life now.
You were calm and collective on the bank.
You're something kind of damn ugly, Greg.
Huh?
There you go.
Make him do like that.
And then we'll shoot the line into it.
Come on this side. Dennis, come on my side. Hurry up. Can't stick it out the water. Go up, up. Down. Right there. Yeah. Ooh. Ah, there you go.
That boat. There we go.
Oh, damn.
There you
Whopper
go.
jaw.
They got a short jaw.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
So this is 100-degree days down here. It's hot.
Well, as the morning progressed and the sun rose up in the sky higher and higher, the temperature began to rise at least as fast as the sun did.
And by about 11 o'clock, these gators are starting to get hot. And if this meat spoils and the hide pulls, they're of no value. They get paid by the length of the gator.
We ended up covering them up with a sack as such, or some cloth, and trying to keep them wet with water. You had to keep the meat cool until the hunt is over as best we could, because you know, bad alligator meat is no good to anyone.
So by noon, our gator hunt was over. 10 gators in the boat. We got them kind of cooled down with the water. We head to the dock.
Well, what do you think about it, Greg?
Had a very good time, my friend.
It's nice, isn't it?
Coming down here to the swamp down in South Louisiana.
That's right. And our good friend here, Gregory.
Gregory!
There you
Did
go.
a good job again, my man.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
What's up?
We're fixing to go sell them. Y'all want to ride along?
Oh, yeah, we got to do that. Yeah, we got everything loaded up, the boat back on the trailer, and we had a short drive from there to the meat processing plant where we delivered the gators. Oh, damn, he's belly heavy.
The reason we flip them over is to get a little bit more accuracy in the measurement. They measure from the base of the jaw to the tip of the tail. 8.399. 11.3, 135. 10.5, 125.
And 7 others that just put the icing on the cake. So when it was all said and done, it was a great hunt. We harvested some really nice alligators and had a great time.
Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Homes for Troops. Season 7 of Old School Outdoors is being brought to you by Vintage Furniture, Orthopedic Specialists of Louisiana, Wide Open Outfitters, Belt Fed Apparel, Heat Wave, and by Homes for Troops.
So after the hunt, we came back in. We kind of cooled down a little bit, took a shower on our houseboat, which is like being at home. Then we went over to Gregory's house. He put on a alligator sauce piquant made from scratch. And then we got to visit with Gregory about his hunting and how it works and what's the opportunity for anyone to come to hunt with him. And the one thing I can tell you, you need to call and book early.
Back in 2011, we started a little guide hunting business. We called it the Chaffalaya Alligator Hunts. Our hunts consist of a one-day hunt. Normally, you get to shoot anywhere from 3 to 10 alligators a day. And I remember my father had the tags. He used to only get like 17 tags for the same acres that we're hunting now, which is roughly 20,000 acres. So now we're getting 74 tags for the same property. So that kind of tells you the amount of alligators that they have in the wilderness that they're wanting us to catch.
Well, the next morning dawns, and actually before it dawned a bit, we were up and we met Mr. Eddie Lambert, the senator here from this part of Louisiana, and got prepared to make a cruise on his houseboat.
We got to take a real pleasurable trip with Captain Eddie Lambert at the wheel, and we had the fish cooker set up on the back of the boat, and we were frying fish and telling stories and looking at the scenes.
Yeah, the meal we had consisted of catfish, corn fritters, hush puppies, sweet potato fries. I mean, it was delicious. It was a great meal.
You know, in North Louisiana, Arkansas, other parts of the country, you're used to people on four-wheelers and ATVs and going mud riding and stuff like that. Well, here, you got mud boats.
Shortly thereafter, Senator Eddie Lambert gave us his take of the operation he had going here.
All right, my name is Eddie Lambert.
I am a state senator for District 18. I represent part of East Ascension, part of St. James, East St. James, and the southern part of Livingston Parish, which comprises my Senate district. And what we do is we allow people to nonprofits to auction off cruises, and we'll donate our houseboat to do it and let them help them raise money. It's a 60-foot houseboat with probably about 800 to 900 square foot of living area. And the boat, if you see most of it, is built out of old cypress. The interior, it's all reclaimed wood. A lot of it is over 100 years old.
And I want to thank Eddie Lambert and Maryland for letting us use their houseboat to stay in. And I want to thank Gregory Hedges for putting on such an excellent deal.
We want to come back again here before long and are looking at setting that up to do so, to enjoy some of the many other things that are done in this part of the world.
To book your next hunt with Atchafalaya Alligator Hunts, call Gregory at 1-985-227-6827 or send him an email at atchafalayaalligatorhunts@yahoo.com.